An open letter to three heavenly manifestations of the history of the development of human and religious cultures. For the first time, humans have recorded it completely in the form of photos and videos.
The gods in the myths of various ethnic groups come out according to the direction of the corresponding region. Can people find the gods corresponding to their own national myths? The great gods and spirits come during the day. The spirits of nocturnal animals come at night. It's like a military parade. Row after row, there are numbers, at night, shooting for many days. Many, more than larks. It's just that I didn't take good pictures at night. There's too much noise. I'm sorry, did you see that? The gods are formless. He is by our side. Parallel universes. If he wants you to see, it can be operated. Clouds appear. The spirit level is high. With great power. The better the ability to manipulate water molecules, the better you do. All the displays have been emphasized in the first and second chapters. The ancients said that an apparition has a direction. There is chronological order. The direction in which the divine beast appeared completely corresponds to the direction recorded in ancient Chinese culture. This fully demonstrates the correctness of the collection of mountain and sea classics in ancient Chinese culture. It refers to the preaching culture. The Shanhaijing is about the world where humans and gods lived before the Tower of Babel. It's about the geographical system in which humans and gods live together. Therefore, modern people cannot understand it. That is to say, the ancient people in the original ancient Yellow Emperor said that they generally meditated and practiced in their hands. It is recorded in the Yellow Emperor's Nas. Let the soul out of the body, to travel and see the real world and the world of God. He is a virtuous person. Otherwise, you won't be able to get up. After the pagoda and the great flood, there's a gap in the culture. God revealed the great flood 3 times. Share this later. The ancient Taoists were passed down in the form of words and culture. Taoists are masters of ancient knowledge. Mental people. The Chinese have inherited this culture. The 4 evil beasts in the Shanhaijing are those selfish desires and greed. The resting place of a person's soul. Evil beasts are also a collection of souls. The villain who robs and robs will go to hell, killing people, setting fires. The souls of the most evil people were thrown into the lake of fire and destroyed. Your soul is not limited to this life. From small to large. It takes thousands of years to have a chance to be a human in this life. You have to go through 99 and 81 difficulties to reincarnate. Don't ruin your thousands of years of practice because of selfish desires and greed. I didn't know until I died that it was too late to cry. Who did the vast sky spare? The judgment of God. The cycle of cause and effect is God's law. God begins with the formation of the universe. More than 30,000 photos and videos. Shooting took over a year. There are too many, and it is time-consuming and labor-intensive to organize, to consult a large number of ancient books and scriptures, because this is a very rigorous thing. Don't talk nonsense. Otherwise, how can we be worthy of the wisdom of the prophets of the ancients? This is God's truth. The responsibility is too great. I couldn't breathe under the pressure. I am an ordinary old man who is about to retire. A lifetime of indifference to the world. Even various diseases can only be treated by themselves. People who have battled disease all their lives. God has placed such tremendous pressure and responsibility on me. At first, I just thought I was lucky. It was a little arbitrary. I'm a little reluctant to bear the memory. The shot is not compact enough. When I did some preliminary research, I was taken aback. Incredible. It's a heavenly book about human history and the heavenly world. It was too significant. This is the first time in human history that the history of the universe revealed by God has been recorded in the form of photos and videos. It is the true scripture revealed by God Himself. It is the word of the Creator. It's priceless. This is the most precious material in human history. After that, the camera and mobile phone are on. We don't miss a single detail. Don't people talk about culture? Are you seeking the origin of culture? Trace back to the source. Are you talking about science? Isn't science about evidence? The Almighty knows. Everything knows that people talk about scientific evidence. In addition, some morally corrupt people do corrupt and hateful things in the name of God. They discredit religion. People are ugly. It's not the religion of the prophets, that's the problem. The essence of religion is to spread the truth and teach people to be good. What true religion do you think did not teach people to be good in the first place? So this time God no longer dictates through prophets. It's a hands-on demo. Come on. I put the history of the universe and the origin of human culture that God talked about, the relationship between various religions, more than 30,000 photos and videos. Donate this invaluable treasure to you. But let me tell you, the Book of God talks about the formation of the universe, the origin of mankind and human history. There are no nations. The major events in history have revealed God's judgment. Therefore, I wrote articles for the United Nations Religious Peace Organization and the world's leading scientific community, because in the eyes of God, there are only humans. The children of God do not distinguish between nations and nations. God has only one kingdom. It is heaven. Heaven. Do people still fight wars over who is right in religion? For the circle war. Are you still arguing about the so-called ethnocultural advancement? Worldwide, religious, scientific and cultural. Aren't you going to study it? Such a comprehensive display was recorded. Is it the first time for humans? Some ancient mysteries were solved, one by one. The origins of Orthodox religion. The relationship between the prophets is revealed. Do you also have work in the archaeological and geological communities? A global flood. God is revealed 3 times. No one came to my aid. I am an old man. Computers are not good either. The first version used the WAD documentation version. The description text is written a little less. The photo details will not be made without enlargement marks. I think people's culture is higher than mine. I don't have to write a text description at all. It turned out that no one understood. There was no one around who was interested. I became a psychopath in the eyes of people. An obsessive person. Depressed, a lonely visionary. In fact, what people say about me, I don't care. Because I can see what kind of person you are in a few minutes. What kind of constitution, character and way of thinking, style of speaking. So understanding doesn't blame others. People who don't understand, people blame others. But what I can't understand is, the people I know are of high quality. Or mostly more successful people. Some graduated from prestigious international schools. It was completely unexplained by science. Without looking at the facts at all. Just talk about God. The atmosphere became awkward. Did the founders of modern science like Newton and Einstein not understand science? Aren't they all studying theology later? Ramanujan, who has influenced the mathematical community for nearly 100 years, didn't he himself say that his mathematical formulas were all inspired by God? Isn't science about evidence? Is the sacred university instilling some kind of ideology, instead of talking about empirical evidence? It takes a while for science and technology to not understand. Does it mean that the knowledge is narrow? Moving shows insensitivity and ignorance. They don't understand science, or have been brainwashed. I can only think so. The sacred university that I long for in my heart, the temple of knowledge, has cultivated some high-level talents. Let my reading glasses fall to the ground. People's lack of evidence, disrespect for facts, and preconceived expressions. This is what makes my heart even heavier. This is the 2nd edition. We asked people to zoom in on the details in the form of videos that people are used to, and strengthened the text description, so that people can understand. However, due to space limitations, it can only be explained in a general manner. I'm very sorry. The Chinese brothers and sisters who were fortunate enough to see the video, please, forward it. Forward the video to the United Nations Religious Peace Organization, Chinese religious organizations, and the world's top scientific community through your hands. Let the world's top quantum science team study and prove it. Let there be no more wars in human society. You also have a responsibility. Statement that the copyright of the photos published above belongs to me personally. All photos in this article may not be used for commercial purposes. I am legally responsible for the authenticity of the incident and the photos. The published photo is the original version, without any treatment. Only compressed, December 7, 2022 in action. Look at the full content. Please go to YouTube to search for the Shanhaijing channel. Unravel more ancient mysteries. Please click the little bell to subscribe. Follow and share with your friends. Your merits are immeasurable.